Hello, welcome to Build a List, our weekly show. We build a list and then play it live the following week. Ordinarily, we record these live, but
we
Quentin
are
and
the World Championships of Warhammer at the time you're watching this.
And so we are not here. We're in Atlanta, so we're recording this one a bit early, but the game will be played live into
Richard's Grey Knights coming up.
Right. That's right. So we're trying to find out who's the master of magic.
Really interesting to see. A starter box battle, if there ever was one.
If there ever was one. I think there was one at some point. But if you want to become the master of magic, you can check out the War Room down in the link below, thewarroom.vhx.tv. We have a global community who's constantly talking Warhammer, and you can join them. We have countless videos to help you level up your game, to learn the game, and to become your best. We have weekly series that we do, 10-minute tip, Jack Theory, Know Thy Enemy, etc. That helps you level up your game, as well as going in detail about every single army, especially in our upcoming Masterclass series that we're working on, as well as 2 additional stream games every single week. So if you want to check that out, there's a 3-day free trial down in the link below at thewarroom.vhx.tv.
We want to go ahead and jump right into this Thousand Suns list building.
Absolutely. All right, so I've preloaded in Magnus.
I love he's already there.
Yeah.
So what is our goal for this list going to be? What's our reason to etcha?
So there are some Magnusless lists out there without Magnus lists. I think they need to... I don't think they're that exciting. I don't think they're that interesting. I like playing with Magnus. I like playing with the cool toys. And B, I think they have a little bit of work to prove themselves, to prove that they are better than the version that gets their rules.
Yeah.
So I personally still think that a Magnus version, a version with the Cabal points, is the way to go. Mm-hmm. It's the best one to do.
Because otherwise you're just playing, slightly worse CSM.
Yeah, or you're just running pure stats at your opponent in terms of triple mutalith, which I think triple mutalith is great if you back it up with some other cool stuff.
I think it is good. I don't even think it's sorry. I think it's good. It's not a bad army. I think we're just going to build an awesome Thousand Suns army.
Yes, I personally think it's the best and most fun way to play. So when those two come together, that's what I do.
Yep.
So we've got Magnus preloaded in here. Another unit that is basically just one of the better units in Thousand Suns, in my opinion, is the Infernal Master with Arcane Vortex to up his strength and damage.
Do you think he has one Screamer that he summons?
Just over and over again?
Yeah, does he do they have friends? Do they go to brunch after the battle or something? Or do you think it's a different Screamer every time?
I think he is a man, I think he's a one Screamer kind of guy.
What do you think the Screamer's name is?
That's tough. I don't know if I'll be able to pronounce it, but I think the nickname he goes by is Jimmy.
Jimmy?
Jimmy the Screamer.
Jimmy the Screamer? Okay, that's his name now.
Simon the Screamer.
Simon the Screamer. So, what makes Simon so much better than all the other Screamers out there?
So, Simon, so the Infernal Master throws a Screamer at you. It's called Screamer Invocation, I believe, and you literally is summoning a Screamer.
And it's a pretty good flamer.
It's a pretty damn good flamer. Don't know why it auto-hits, but it does, considering a Screamer itself does not auto-hit.
A Screamer doesn't hit.
The Screamer, it hits on 4s, which is a myth. It just doesn't hit at all.
Yeah.
But it is Strength 6, AP 2, Damage 1, 2d6 shots that auto-hit at 18 inches.
Pretty good.
Pretty damn solid. Especially when you give it Devastating Wounds, reroll wounds from the attached Rubric Marines, and he flips a die to a 6, so you guarantee those Devastating Wounds. Very good. But when you make it +1 strength, +1 damage, suddenly it does tremendously more damage.
And that's from Arcane Vortex?
Yes. Yeah. So you can give Arcane Vortex to a Sorcerer who has a higher upper limit on how much damage he can do, but he has a shorter range, which means you need to spend CP to increase that range, and he needs full rerolls to hit and wound to do his damage as opposed to the Infernal Master, who
And this
doesn't.
list is the Magnus show.
This list is the Magnus show. You can double up on reroll hits and wounds, but realistically, I have played that guy. You were running out of CP for it when you could make any stratagem free, and now that you cannot extend range multiple times and you're running light on CP, you just don't have the resources for that
That guy also, totally should vaporize a Terminator squad every time he shoots.
So you have to turn... So there's a lot of resources that have to go into that guy, right?
Yeah.
You have to turn off their armor save. And you have to extend his range almost every time. It's 12-inch range.
Yeah.
And you have to give him reroll hits and wounds. And then at the end of that, he will vaporize doesn't always vaporize a Terminator squad. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. I think the average is like 7 guys go down.
It's pretty good, though.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But the problem is that is a ton of resources.
Also very swingy.
Yes. And there's something to be said for if I turn off your armor save, is he doing the work?
Or is
the armor save doing the work? Because otherwise he is AP1, not ignores cover.
I feel like cultists with you don't get an armor save and also I have full rolls hit and wounds are pretty good.
Yes, he just takes those buffs slightly better than most.
That's true. That all said, the Infernal Master does less damage, but is a lot more reliable and self-sufficient.
Yes, and longer range, and can overwatch.
Yes.
There's just a whole lot of nastiness going on there.
So we have our little base here.
Yep.
Our epic units of epicness.
Let me put that in.
We have Magnus the Red and Simon the Screamer. That's his name now, by the way. I need you to know whenever we're going to do like a battle report, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to shoot Simon, and you're going to be like, how dare you?
You can't shoot Simon. You shoot the Infernal Master.
Who summons Simon?
Who summons Simon. But I'm going to be like, Simon has something to... Simon's got something to say.
Simon says freeze.
Simon says die. You move, and Simon casts death on you.
Okay, well, so what... We have our Magnus show. What else is going to go on the Magnus show?
So, that's 650 points we're looking at there.
Oh boy, that's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points, but it is a lot of damage as well.
Yeah, 1,000 Suns don't lack for killing you.
No, they do not. So the question is, do we go rubric plus character heavy? Do we go, like... What I think I'm going to end up is we're going to end up kind of middling on the rubric plus character heavy aspect of it. And I think we're going to end up with a decent amount of rubric. I mean, my gut tells me 4 squads-ish.
Okay.
And then I think we're going to try to take a little bit more of the MSU and the beef to supplement that.
Okay.
So, what is the best thing to lead a Rubric Marine squad?
I mean, Infernal Masters are pretty good.
Infernal Masters are damn solid.
So what makes them the best thing to lead a Rubric Marine squad?
So, I'm glad you asked. The Infernal Master is the cheapest way to get Cabal points out of a character, other than... No, that's it, actually, now that Armon got jacked up in price so much. They're the cheapest way to get Cabal points, because they're 45 points per Cabal point, 90 points total. They give you 2, which is great. They give their squad sustained, which is not the biggest deal. It's nice on like the Soul Reaper. It's nice on the Psychic Weapon off the Sergeant. It's
not
nice.
a big deal because a lot of the weapons are flamers.
A lot of the weapons auto hit. And then they also have a good gun. So within Arcane Vortex, they do a ton of damage. But without Arcane Vortex, they still do good work. They guarantee some amount of dev wounds going through, as well as handing your opponent a bunch of AP2 damage 1 saves. So they have a very good gun, and they have a good gun. The Arcane Vortex is a very good gun. They have a good weapon, and they give you 2 Cabal points, and that's about it, actually.
Yeah, but they're 90 points.
Yeah, so 195 for a squad of 5 Rubrics plus an Infernal Master is legitimately a unit that isn't horrific for its points cost.
Okay.
Which you do kind of run out of in
1,000 Suns?
In 1,000 Suns, yes.
So 1,000 is an army that, like, we're paying a lot of points for a lot of damage, but also, like, a lot of tactical Marines. And boy howdy, are they the scariest 15 tactical Marines you have ever met in your entire life.
They are quite terrifying, but...
They are still 15 tactical Marines.
They are more scared of you than you are of them. Yeah. They're like a spider.
They have a real big, like, whoops, I died problem. In that, like, oh, you got charged by something random and they rolled a little hot, then you failed 2 invulns, or two armor saves, and then you lost 4 guys.
Yeah. So I'm going to call the character core of the list... I'm going to say 4 Rubrics, because I feel like that's where we're going to end up.
Okay.
As well as 3 Infernal Masters and Magnus. Let's see where we're at. It's not going to be pretty.
And this is going to be... all the Rubric squads are going to have 1 Sorcerer, 3 Flamers, a Warp Flame Pistol, and the Soul Reaper Cannon.
Yes.
Can you add more than 1 Soul Reaper Cannon?
No. Even if you're a 10-man, you don't get a second one.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
You get one per rubric squad, period, end of sentence. No questions asked, you're done. Same thing with getting one sorcerer. So, like, a 10-man squad with arm on? Not terrible. But that's basically the only time I'd go to a 10-man.
Yeah.
You could try to do, like, you could try to do a list, honestly. It'd be kind of interesting, just rubric spam. Where you take 10-man squads and you attach Exalted Sorcerers on foot to them. And what the Exalted Sorcerers on foot do is they give the unit a 4-up invuln, same as the one on disc. And they resurrect at the start of the command phase. You roll a die, and on a 1, you smack yourself for D3 mortals in your set.
Okay.
On a 2 to a 5, you heal a wounded guy in the unit. Or you heal a dead guy in the unit, comes back to life. On a 6, you heal 2 dead guys.
That seems good.
It's pretty not bad. Now, let's look at the points
Is
cost.
that both command phases?
We're not Eldar. Get out of here with that.
No, other people do that too.
In your command phase.
Oh, okay.
So you give them a 4-up invuln. It is 2 Cabal points, and you do resurrect a guy every turn. On average, on a 1, you don't resurrect a guy. In fact, you anti-resurrect a guy. You put the guy face down in the dirt. And on a 6, you get 2 guys back to life.
Would you rather have that or the dependability
Of what?
of always getting one back?
Yes, I'd rather have the dependability of always getting one back.
Okay, cool.
Yes. No, the Eldar one is better for multiple reasons. They did have to nerf it.
They did.
Yes. So we could go that route and have like 10-man squads with the 4-up
How many
invuln.
points is a 10-man squad with a dude?
310.
It's not that bad.
No, it's actually not that bad.
I thought you were going to say like 450, and I was going to be like, ugh.
Nope. 10-man squad with a homie is 210 for the unit, 100 for the guy.
I don't hate that.
No, I don't hate that either.
What if we added one of those? It's like a brick thing.
What if we took out these Infernal Masters? Because the gun wise, they're not that much different from an Exalted Sorcerer. Exalted Sorcerer's gun is worse, don't get me wrong. It's D6 shots with Blast at 18-inch range. They hit on 2s at strength 6 AP 2 damage D3. So instead of 2d6 auto-hitting, it's D6 Blast that hits on 2s. It's a good gun.
Not terrible.
No, it's not terrible. Overwatch is worse.
What about the guy that makes it so you can't shoot the unit?
The Sorcerer?
Yeah.
So the Sorcerer, I have found, through trial and error, does not actually make it so you can't shoot the unit.
Makes it so your opponent has to walk slightly closer to shoot the unit?
Yes.
I see.
So the difference between can't be shot over 18 and can't be shot over 12 is stark. Not least of which because you have flamers. So your opponent's like, oh man, I have to get close to you to shoot you. You're going to flamer me, right? And I'm like, no, there's a window. There's a place in there where you can shoot me and I can't shoot you back.
Good 6-inch window?
Yeah. Also, the gun on the regular Sorcerer is, without Arcane Vortex, it's still good if you drop the resources into it, but it's not good enough to justify those resources. Whereas the Arcane Vortex guy, like, I would be willing to spend the resources to make him hit harder, reroll hits and wounds, drop your armor save, things like that. Mm-hmm. I'd be willing to do that. But the regular Sorcerer without Arcane Vortex,
doesn't actually do that much.
It's not worth putting those resources into. Because his gun is just damage 1, so it's like you take him from doing 3 damage to a target to doing 8 damage to a target. Woo! Like, that's just not worth it.
I mean, that is better.
It is better. So I'm totally down to take this rubric spam concept.
What if we added 2 20-mans?
You are not thinking in the same direction I am. Oh. What if we added the full 3?
Oh, wow.
We're creating an archetype, Quentin. This is happening. To you, me, everyone in chat.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I kind of just want to see where we go with this.
I agree. Worst case, if we hate it, we can. Oops. Do you like the upgrade meme?
What's this?
The upgrade meme. It's like upgrade, and then it's like whoops, go back.
I've never seen. That's a meme I've never seen.
What? It's like a guy who's like slapping the return button. You've never seen that meme?
Maybe I just don't know.
Okay.
All right, and we're gonna add. I cannot believe I'm doing this. We are gonna add triple exalted sorcerers.
I like this.
I think this would actually be quite interesting to build a list for.
Progress. And Magnus is going to give all these guys +1 to hit and wound?
Yes. It is also very likely that this list does tank indirect decently well.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a bunch of guys.
It's 30 dudes with a 4-up invuln and a heal.
Night Spinners don't love shooting that.
No, Night Spinners do not love shooting that. Okay, so this is not cheap, just for the record.
That is most of our army. Oh, wow. Okay, it's a lot of numbers.
Yeah. So let me cut some Infernal Masters out of here.
Mm-hmm. Get out of here, Infernal Masters.
What are you doing? Get out of here.
We only have love for Simon in this house.
That's right. Simon is pure. Simon is great. Well, this is more expensive than I would have wanted.
How many points is this army so
1580.
far? Oh boy.
It's not cheap, but on the other hand, it does take up space quite well.
I want to see it on the table. It's 1,000 suns, so like you sneeze and your enemy falls over. And you do get some durability in the fact that you have 30 guys to 4-up invuln. That's not nothing.
It's not nothing. It is more than I would have wanted. But maybe this kind of list does want to be Magnusless. On the other hand, Magnus rocks.
He does.
Magnus do be rockin'.
So what if what is... I feel like we want one of the Zippy boys. The Zippy Doodads. To like go die for the Changer of Ways.
Oh.
So you can like send him forward and then like interact with Magnus and call down the orbital.
Yes. You want Armon.
That's what I want.
Okay.
And why do I want Armon, Jack?
So what you're talking about here is you want to send a Doomed forward and then call down 2 CP, call down indirect for Magnus.
Yes.
And turn off your armor save.
Yep.
And shoot them to death.
That's exactly what I want, Jack.
That I'm certain that is what you want. Yeah. I have no doubts.
Mm-hmm.
It is a bit on the expensive end, and I feel like we might end up having to cut that capability out of our list because the list now is 1720. Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? It's a fair amount, and we're gonna want to put him in a rhino.
Okay.
What we could do is we could take a 4th unit, take Ahriman on foot this time to save points, and another tenor of Rubric Marines.
And we're just
give them all flamers.
I think if we're leaning into it, we're leaning into it. Let's just do that.
All right, let's do it. And then we need trash desperately badly. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I need the trash immediately.
What if there were some like weird birdmen with bows?
That would be good. We cannot afford more than 2 birdmen with bows with this plan.
It'll be fine, right?
Yeah, it's probably okay, right?
Did you know that Armin had a brother?
Did he?
Yeah.
What's his brother's name?
I think it's Orsmund.
Wow, their parents were not feeling very, Ahriman and Orman?
No, Orsmund.
Orsmund.
It's like the rice kind.
Rice?
It's like an orzo rice.
Oh,
so you make risotto with.
Well, this is sure a lot of points.
How many points is this?
This is 1920.
Boy, that is a year that I recognize.
I mean, maybe this list does want to not have Magnus in it. Because then you can fit more glorious rubrics. Could we go 60 rubrics?
Let's try it. What does that list look like? I just want to see.
Is it remotely good,
okay,
first off?
We wrote a triple Autarch Way Leaper list.
Yeah, but Magnus is sick. Also, I will be getting my pain. Also, I'm not even sure if this is better. If we does the list actually do damage if we just don't take Magnus?
I think we need Magnus.
Yeah,
I think our large part of our damage plan is Magnus.
Yeah, a lot of what we're trying to do is Big Mag.
So I think we had 2 Zangor Enlightens here.
I mean, that is the list. We're done if we do that. Actually, no, we're not. We're stuck trying to find 10 points.
Oh no, 10th edition strikes again.
Yeah, baby, it ain't great. So here's the thing, right? Yeah. Ahriman's Flamer Brick is pretty nasty, but the question is, do we actually need it for the last remaining points?
I think I want more like little things than I want the last. Here's the thing. I might rather have the Armin brick over one of the Exalted bricks. So what if we cut our rubrics? We go 2 Exalted, Infernal Master, Armin, 10, 10, 10, 5 rubrics.
So we just go like this
and that. Yeah.
So we still have 2 that confront, right? Because they get the 4-up invuln.
Yep. And then the Armin brick is notably more damage. Because it gets plus 1 to wound, and you get just the free turn off armor saves.
Yes. So this leaves us with 390 points.
That is more acceptable.
That is significantly better. Let's look at our Cabal point total.
Yeah.
Because it's, even though we have a lot of nonsense, it's still not ideal. We have 4, 8, 10, 14, 18. All right, that's probably...
That's acceptable.
That's acceptable, and we have a free one. Yeah. So we're good on that. We could include a Demon Prince. Demon Prince is pretty good, gives out stealth.
I think right now this list is like dying for trash. We need to stabilize the patient. We need to see how many points left after we add some trash.
The Demon Prince did go down 20-something points.
How many points is he?
180. Is toughness 10 with a 2-up, 4-up, -1 to hit aura, and gives one of these units precision once a game on all their guns.
That is actually pretty good.
It went down to 180, which is the point where it's actually like a functional unit by itself.
If we add him, how many points do we have left?
210.
Okay, we can make that work. So if we add him and 2 units of Zangor Enlightened.
Yeah, we can add Zangor Enlightened. That's definitely something we can do. We have other options as well. I'll run you through all of the trash options in the list.
Yeah.
So, I like a Demon Prince, for the record. I think that since they're trekked down to 180, they've gotten quite a lot better.
That is, 180 is an acceptable number.
They also give you 2 Cabal points, which is super dope.
That is good. These are annoying to kill.
They also have a decent gun. They have a 6-shot... it's not psychic at all. It's just 6 shots at 512.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And in melee, it's decent. And he also gives out stealth to all of this. Everything.
I will say these are no longer tactical Marines.
They are tougher. Yes.
They are much tougher.
They are much tougher. They come back to life. I do think armies, especially current armies, would struggle. Like, Wraithguards struggle to kill that brick. The 10-man. -1 to hit, especially if you're one of these newfangled armies that gives up guide.
Yep.
-1 to hit. You wounding on 2s. You might dev wounds, but you need to not roll 1 on the damage. Mm-hmm. Which, if you're trying to scoop a large portion of Marines, will reduce your damage by a certain amount.
Yep.
It'll reduce it by 16% or whatever. And then I get a 4-up invuln against the non-dev wounds, and then I heal 1.
Yep.
So it does take you a lot of time to get through them. We have the Aramon Flamer brick that does quite a bit of damage. Mm-hmm. And we have a Demon Prince. Demon Princes are sick. Everyone loves Demon Princes. So that leaves us with 210. So in terms of what we can get for our trash, first off, can I interest you in some loan ops?
I would love some loan ops. Thank you very much.
Yes.
You just couldn't add on my plate right now.
Yes. So, Blue Scribes, and you know what? I'm just going to say...
Changeling?
I really like the Changeling.
He's good.
Now, we're not left with a ton of points, and there's probably still some enhancements I want.
Okay. What are we feeling?
So, we are currently left with... Let me scroll all the... Oh! They just
They
just updated the app so that you don't have to look through this gigantic thing. You just have to look through a slightly less gigantic thing. All right, we're left with 55 points.
Okay, what enhancements do we want?
Well, I would love Lord of Forbidden Lore.
Oh, we do want that, don't we?
I would like it
actually
personally.
really do want that, yeah.
And then we are left wanting likely the teleport.
Yes, we do want both of those.
Being able to teleport 10
so if we add
is
Lord of Forbidden Lore and the Umbrellific Crystal, how many points does that leave us?
Not enough
to
do anything.
Yay, 10th edition.
Whee! Well, it's also just expensive units. 10 points.
Is there an upgrade we can give to somebody?
No.
Okay, so we're going to be 1990 and call it a day?
If we take this list, yes.
I like this list. It's also different.
It is different. I wonder, and I don't think this is the route we're going to go, but I am wondering if there is a build where you take 60 Rubric Marines and you take a Demon Prince and you just tell your opponent to kick rocks.
Who are we to stifle innovation? What does that look like?
Hold on. I'm just going to slap that in my app real fast.
How many points is 60 rubrics and a Demon Prince with no characters?
No characters?
I just want to see what does that cost.
Okay. I'm going to put this in as 3 question marks in a row in my app.
Yep.
So a Demon Prince plus... It's not cheap, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Duplicate.
How many do we have?
So that's 5 squads.
6?
1440.
Can we get 6 characters in there?
No. Yes. No. We can be 10 points over.
We could do...
You do 55. You do 55, yeah. And then you might even end up with some points left for some other stuff. So here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
So what would we end up with at that point, right? Triple Exalted Sorcerer. Like, if I put in Triple Exalted Sorcerer, boop, boop, boop. We put in Armon, not on disc, sorry. Then we add Infernal Master and Exalted Sorcerer on disc. Whoop, cut the Armon on disc. We're only over by 75. It's easy.
Easy.
Easy. So one of the rubric squads...
Play in a Crusade game and have won, some battles beforehand, and then,
No, realistically, it's one of the rubrics comes with 5 mana, as we said, so 55.
Yeah.
So that list is 1970 with no enhancements, no nothing. I don't think you can get quite as high as we want. I think that involves cutting a unit, cutting some stuff around the edges, and then it's like, why are we not taking Magnus?
Yeah. I feel like the issue is this list that we have on the screen right here is 35. And I don't think the last 20 rubrics are better than Magnus.
No. Especially not when you consider characters. I will say, I do want the 3rd Exalted Sorcerer brick in here. I think 45 would be a very interesting place to go.
So what do we cut to get the Demon Prince?
It would probably be the Demon Prince, to be honest with you. So currently, So we're back in this land here where we are.
We've returned to Land of the Living.
Yes. I think going the full all in on 60 rubrics. I mean, we don't need to have all of the rubrics have characters. There's things we can do to make 60 rubrics plus a Demon Prince work, right? Yeah. Just 3 Exalted Sorcerers, Armon, and the Infernal Master is probably enough. And then if you're willing to cut down to 55, you end up with probably in the 150-ish point range of stuff left. Maybe a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And that's probably fine. If you cut a character, because you're 30 points under, you cut a character who is 90, or who's 115, so you end up with 145 points. You get 2 squads of Spawn or something, 2 squads of Enlightened and all your enhancements. It's not terrible. It's not awesome. I like having Magnus quite a bit.
Yeah.
So the question here is, do we take the Demon Prince? Do we need the Demon Prince? What do we get if we cut it? We get 190 points. That is, I don't see a way to turn that into another squad of Rubric Marines plus an Exalted Sorcerer. 310, 190 is just I think 120 points away.
That's like if we cut both the lone ops and then we don't add anything back in, and then we just have rubrics that walk at you 6 inches.
Yeah, I mean, we could do it if... So, this is not counting Lord of Forbidden Lore. This is not counting Umberlefic Crystal. Let me put this in, because I put that into my app. So, I do need to add those into this list here.
Lord of Forbidden Lore.
So, we have Lord of Forbidden Lore on the Demon Prince.
I will say Lord of Forbidden Lore is one of those D&D names I'm going to steal. For those of you who don't know, in my D&D campaigns, when I DM, I just flagrantly steal names from Warhammer because they're really cool.
So 205, and then we have 1 Exalted Sorcerer with the Umberlefic Crystal, which is not cheap. Umberlefic Crystal, which is 20. So he becomes 120. So this currently right here has 10 points remaining in it, which is functionally nothing.
Yeah.
If we cut the Umberlefic Crystal, Lord of Forbidden Lore, and the Demon Prince, we would end up with 225 left. If we cut the Changeling, we could then turn that into an Exalted Sorcerer and 10 rubrics. I think cutting 2 resources...
I think that's not enough.
And and both enhancements...
It's not worth it.
...is probably not worth it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I like this list actually quite a bit.
I would definitely need to see it on the table. I have no idea whatsoever what this will play like, to be honest with you. It does not have a lot of units.
No.
To be very clear, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units.
Yeah.
Period.
It does hit quite hard.
it does hit quite hard.
Yep.
I think the Demon Prince is a little over the top.
Probably, yeah.
I do think...
I feel like I would rather have...
So for 180 in this list, I think Demon Prince is good if you're like... The problem is, what do we replace him with? Because
that's the issue, right?
We probably want to keep Lord of Forbidden Lore.
Yeah.
So it's 190 points.
Because we can't get another squad of rubrics plus a guy, so we could just add... We'd be replacing him with, like, Enlightened, but, like... how much is a Vortex Beast?
Personally, like 165.
So we could... I have a Prince and the Vortex Beast and one Vortex Beast.
Yeah.
I like the Prince. I'm not going to lie to you.
I like Princes. I feel like we're not going to end up cutting this. I like the Princes. I feel like multiple Princes is pretty damn good. They're tough to kill, honestly. Like, legitimately, they are just tough to kill. For 180, it's pretty good. Like, we could... Let's try out the Prince, see where that leaves us. Let's see what the Prince with wings does. I remember him being bad.
Most winged princes are bad.
Yes. Well, the Demon Prince one, like the Demons one, is pretty good.
Yeah.
So the Demon Prince with wings can teleport.
Yeah.
He teleports, and if he moves over a unit in a normal move, you roll 9 dice, and on a 6 they take Immortal.
That's bad.
Not ideal.
That's not good.
Not great. No. But the teleporting around to do secondary part is pretty decent.
That's true.
But also I think he's more expensive. He is. He's 15 points more expensive. Not the fun 10 points where we could talk about it, but the 15 points where it would make the list over.
Yeah. I think this is good.
I think this is where we're going to end up, and then we're going to test some things. I definitely think there's room for like triple Prince, triple Mutilith Vortex Beast. That would be a unique...
That'd be really annoying.
That would be really annoying to kill.
Yeah, wow.
And then you replace that durability of the Exalted Sorcerers plus Rubrics with the durability of stealthy Mutilith Vortex Beasts that are -1 to hit.
Ooh.
And man, you're going to feel it if you end up cutting that Farce Hero Skyrunner.
Yeah, you really are.
Like, let's go back to the question mark list, because, we've been going for... We still have a little bit of time left on this. This is almost certainly the list that we're going to end up going with.
Yeah. But
if we just start slashing these characters and we end up with Magnus, triple Demon Prince, which they do die to Night Spinners, which is the funny thing because they have 10 wounds.
They do.
But hey, they don't die fast enough, hopefully, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I start slashing these Rubric Marines.
So instead of 60 rubrics, now we're on maximum beef.
Now we're on maximum beef. There's probably going to be a 5-man for an Infernal Master because that dude is legitimately very, very good.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think there would be. We have triple Prince. We have Magnus. So we put that in.
Magnanimous Magnus.
Yeah, that's right. Magnanimous the Red. And then we go to other data sheets and we go Mutilith. And then we go to Battle Line and we add a 5-man rubric plus a
Sorcerer,
an Infernal Master with Arcane Vortex, just to make people feel like, oh, I brought Indirect. You don't want to make me feel excluded, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I would like to give them something to do.
Something to do.
And we're going to give one of the Demon Princes Lord of Forbidden Lore. All right, we have 290 points left after Magnus, Infernal Master, Triple Prince, 5 rubrics, triple Mutilith. 290 points left of just pure trash.
Triple Forge Fiend.
No. You could go double Forge Fiend, and I wouldn't hate it. You could go double Forge Fiend. That would leave you 290. That would leave you with 20 points left.
Yeah.
So that's not ideal. You go single Forge Fiend, but realistically, 290.
Forge Fiends are they're like a pack unit to me. Like one Forge Fiend's a lot worse than like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of like hunting dogs where like they come on and they like hunt you down from the flanks.
3 units of Spawn would be quite interesting here. That would leave us with 95 points left.
Okay, what if we could do 3 units of Spawn and then 2 units of Enlightened? That'd fit.
Yeah, that would fit exactly. Alright, we're not going to play this list on stream.
No. I think
we might play it in the future.
This might be like I want to see it, make sure it works properly. I don't know if the mechanics catch.
Well, the main reason that we're not going to see this on stream is that we don't own the models. Yeah. I own 2 Mutilith Vortex Beasts, neither of which are painted, both of which are going to cast this weekend in order to get painted.
They are hard to come by.
They're very hard to come by. I'm sure if I put my mind to it, I could get a third
Yeah.
at some point in the future.
It'll be fine. Just use Psychophage.
Well, we have a Slaughter Brute, which is basically the same model.
Yeah.
So we could, once the Mutaliths are painted, slap functionally 3 on the table and get going with it. 3 Demon Princes is doable as well. But it's not something we can put on the table next week,
I like
unfortunately. So let's try this one here, see what it looks like, see how annoying the 10-man rubrics are.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to be quite annoying, actually. And, yeah, especially 10-man rubrics that heal. I think that would be very exciting to see. So let's give that a test.
Yep.
And, yeah, I think that is it for us for today. We're going to try that out. That other build, I'll post up in the Thousand Suns channel.
Yeah.
Just tag me for it, and yeah, I think that would be interesting as well. Triple Prince being very annoying to kill, where everything is stealthed, absolutely everything. So you have Magnus, Triple Prince, Triple Mutalith, and you could honestly turn that Infernal Master potentially into something else. Yeah. But you end up with a grand total of, honestly, you probably don't need Lord of Forbidden Lore. Because you only have 13 Cabal points.
That's true. But what do you replace it with?
Whatever your heart desires.
Okay.
Probably just trash. and
trash
nonsense.
And nonsense, yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty good. Yeah. I hear that. 2, the Blue Scribes, the Changeling, etc.
Seems good.
That would be pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, I will be playing this list here next week to try it out, to see how these 10-man rubric bricks work with the Exalted Sorcerer. And, yeah, we'll see you there.
Right.
Wish us luck at the World Championship.
See you guys around.
Bye-bye.